Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm Urvashi and today in this video I'm going to be talking about monthly planetary transits for the month of August 2021. And here I am going to first tell you where the planets are posited in all the different zodiacs, the dates when they will be shifting their zodiacs. Then I'm going to discuss the general energy of this month. And finally, I'm going to talk about each of the ascendants. I'm going to show you the chart for your ascendant, the way the planets are posited, and a very, very general interpretation of the placement of the planets. But you have to keep in mind that you have a specific dasha. In Vedic astrology, dasha is extremely important and your natal chart is also very important. But you can, look up the planet whose dasha you are running, and you can see the afflictions on that particular planet and the houses that planet is impacting, and the kind of a result that you can expect accordingly. So I will start now. So this month you have Venus in Leo till the 11th of August, and on the 11th Venus enters Virgo. Mars also is going to be in Leo throughout, and Mars on the 18th will undergo a combustion. It will get combusted on the 18th of August and then it will remain combust throughout. Sun will be in Cancer, and on the 16th Sun will enter Leo. Mercury will be in Cancer. On the 9th Mercury enters Leo. Mercury is combust right from the beginning of the month. On the 26th Mercury enters Virgo. But in Leo, on the 16th of August, Mercury comes out of combustion. So Mercury is combust till the 16th. Then Mercury comes out of combustion and it enters the sign of Virgo on the 26th. So what is important here is that Mercury is going to be combust for the first 16 days. Venus enters Virgo on the 11th. So Venus is going to be debilitated in the sign of Virgo. The Lord of Virgo is going to be combust, hemmed between Sun and Mars. So two malefics are going to be hemming Mercury, and the sign of Virgo is afflicted by debilitated Venus. On the 12th of August, Mars and Mercury come very close together, and so it is after the 20th that Mercury becomes a little stronger. So Mercury is afflicted by Mars. So Mercury is all about your communication, your intelligence, your ability to analyze information. So our ability to communicate, our ability to make decisions, to make choices, to analyze information is going to be a little impacted. You may want to spend some quiet time, spend some time away from others, by yourselves, where you want to analyze all the information you have and come up with conclusions, come up with decisions. Then in the sign of Leo, after the 20th, Mercury definitely gains strength. You will be thinking of things on the larger scale, on a bigger platform, but there are chances that you may miss out on the little detail, because the sign of Virgo is impacted by a debilitated Venus, and Mercury is also hemmed between the two malefics. So going into details may be missing. So be more alert. Whatever you're doing, whatever projects, whatever communication, you may miss out on the details, though you may be looking at the bigger picture. Things will improve after the 20th once Mercury crosses Mars. Also, this shows harshness in communication, a little aggression in communication, and some kind of aggressiveness can also be there between friends, in friendship. And after the 20th, things will get better. Mars is also going to be combust after the 18th. Mars and Sun are going to be in the same zodiac throughout. Though this shows a lot of ambition, a lot of focus on creativity, idealism, and the intention of doing good for others, for self, having all the right intentions, being fiery, being aggressive, being motivated, feeling creative. But together, Mars and Sun, Mars also being combust will also be, does also show a lot of heat. So whichever house this combination is in for you, wherever the sign of Leo falls for you, there's going to be a lot of heat in that area. And if it's in the ascendant, especially if Mars is your ascendant lord, then you can expect fevers and heat problems, dehydration and things like that. Pitta dosh, like we call, the heat factor in the body will increase if Mars is the ascendant lord, if Sun is the ascendant lord. So for Aries, Scorpio and Leo especially, you will feel that more. And depending also in the area where this conjunction is, you may also feel a lot of aggression, heated arguments, too much energy. So especially if it's in the Kendra houses, if you're Leo ascendant, if you're a Scorpio, Aquarius, or a Taurus ascendant, or a moon sign, any of these moon signs, the energy level will be high. So it is advised that you keep very busy and be very focused in your work, and if possible take up a sport, do some kind of exercise, work out, have lots of fluids. And especially for the Taurus ascendant people, because this is the 4th house, so that's a lot of disturbance in the heart area. So staying busy, staying focused, working out, taking up a sport or a game. And but you may still be like a spoil sport kind of a person, so losing is something that you will not take very well this one. So some kind of a sport where you're just competing with yourself, or you're just trying to beat yourself, or you're just trying to burn up all that energy, that is recommended. Keep yourself hydrated, drink a lot of water, and stay busy. So these are the key things that we need to consider this month. Plus the area where this conjunction happens, that house, the relationship that house signifies, can have lots of heat in that area, some arguments, maybe some kind of a fight or something like that. So those kind of things. Venus on the other hand is going to be transiting from Leo to Virgo. So initially, if you are into some kind of a romantic relationship, if it's a new relationship, if you're in a relationship for the last 15 years, 20 years, so then things tend to become more stable. But in newer relationships, these transits, you will feel the effect more. So whereas you may feel more confident about your relationship initially, but with the debilitation of Venus, there could be insecure moments, and there could be some kind of bottling up of your emotions, where you may feel to protect yourself, you may be feeling very vulnerable, you may not be sharing too much about yourself. And so the remedy for this is to appreciate each other, to let each other feel secure, and to make each other feel cared for. So use communication, use words, however you think you can help the other person in any way, by helping them out in their work, or by even showing that you care for them, will give them a lot of confidence. So with this debilitation of Venus may make you feel insecure this month. And with the Mars Sun conjunction, that's a lot of aggression, anger issues, and a dissatisfaction. And if one feels cheated this month, then there definitely will be a huge fight. So in any way, if you feel cheated with especially the Venus things, or even otherwise, if any way you feel cheated, let down, that is something that you're not going to be able to tolerate at all. So Mercury definitely gets better by the end of the month. So your skills of marketing, sales, negotiation, dealing, doing contracts, business skills will improve by the end of the month. Prior to that, you may feel stuck up where all this is concerned. Now I will be talking about all the zodiacs, all the ascendants individually, and discussing how, showing you your charts, the placement of planets, and the way things will be going. So Aries Lagna, you will have Sun for the first 15 days in your 4th house. Mercury will initially be also in Cancer, then it moves to Leo, the 5th house, and then finally it moves to Virgo, the 6th house. Mars will be in Leo the entire time. Venus will move from Leo to Cancer, and here Venus is going to be debilitated. Mars will be in Leo, and after the 18th, Mars will be in debilitation. Mars is the ascendant lord and the 8th lord. So initially the Sun is going to be in Cancer, so is Mercury going to be in Cancer. You will be very much interested in domestic affairs, things related to the family and home. Also Mars being in Leo, in creativity, romantic relationships, Mercury is also going to be entering here. So Mercury also shows your neighbors a natural third lord. So this could be a romantic relationship or friendship in the neighborhood, and lots of interest in communication with children, playing games, learning something. But since Sun will be hemming this Mercury, Sun and Mars will be hemming this Mercury. So if you are studying something, if you're a student, so there you may feel some kind of a disturbance, not able to concentrate, may be interested in relationships, spending more time with your girlfriend or friend or whoever. And Venus also initially being here, this fifth house is very much triggered. You may also be interested in in speculation, but that is not advised this month. Mercury is not in very good dignity here, and Venus moves on to the sixth house. So here Venus is debilitated, but your interest will be in improving your relationship with your co-workers, and Mercury will also come here to the sixth house. So your interest in your daily work routine, learning skills related to your work, your daily routine, and also being extremely concerned about your health, and maybe also starting some kind of a health routine. So these are the key areas this month that you will feel activated. For Taurus people, Sun is in the third house to start off the month. Mercury will also be in the third house, and then Mercury moves into the fourth house, moves towards Mars. So there is a disturbance here. Mars Mercury conjunction here shows arguments, fights, and Venus is also initially, at the beginning of the month, Venus is also going to be here. So matters related to home, property are going to be very much active this month. You're going to be taking a lot of interest in all that. Maybe even some kind of education, with also Mercury and Sun moving in here. So home, maybe spending energy doing your home, doing something about your home, decorating, real estate, property, maybe even trying to sell some property. So the focus here is the fourth house, and then Venus moves into the fifth house and it debilitates. So Venus is getting debilitated here. Your relationship with your children, if you're in a relationship, love relationship, that can also be impacted here, because Sun moves into the fourth house. Sun Mars conjunction here, lots of disturbance in the heart area. Depending on your chart, if there are afflictions in your natal chart and you already have certain issues related to the chest, you got to be extra careful this month. Be very, very cautious. Also, stay as focused, stay as busy as you can. Stay away from the heat. It's already very hot also, even otherwise on the outside. So stay away from the heat, stay hydrated, stay cool, but stay focused and stay busy as well. So this month is all about these three houses. These are the key areas: learning, communication, creativity, love relationships, some kind of disturbance at home, property, real estate. These are key themes. Expenditure, Mars is the 12th lord here as well, so that also can be seen. Venus is the 7th lord as well, the Lagna lord as well. So some disturbance is seen here in the fourth house, and then this could also involve your children, or this could involve a love relationship here. Gemini, to begin with, Sun is here in the second house. The third lord Sun is in the second house, and Mercury will also be initially here in the second house. The Lagna lord, the fourth lord, in the second house, in the house of family, in the house of wealth. This can show expenditure. And in the third house you have Venus. Venus is again the 12th lord. So the 12th lord is the third house. This can show relocation. And also you have Venus here, the 5th lord, here in the 3rd house. This shows interaction, communication, learning something, learning maybe a new hobby, meeting new people, something related to your shoulders, your arms, certain skills that you may be learning this month. Or just expenditure, because this is the 12th and the 3rd house. This is expenditure. This is going for a short visit, a short trip somewhere, especially because the Lagna Lord is also a part of this conjunction here. So that can also be seen. And then Venus comes into the 4th house. The 12th Lord comes into the 4th house again. Expenditure, travel, relocation, some skills, communication, a relationship here. In the 4th house, this Lord in the 4th house, instability, that disturbs you, that makes you feel uncomfortable. And Sun Mars conjunction is going to be here. The 3rd house is the play field, in fact, and when you have Sun Mars here, some argument, some disturbance can be seen here, maybe with your neighbors, friend, a love relationship. This is the 11th of the 5th. 11th of the 5th, this could be children or a love relationship, some argument, some fight. Also, this can show a lot of initiative being taken by you on the positive side. So if you use this energy to take some initiative, put in a lot of effort somewhere, that will be very, very supportive for you, because Jupiter is also aspecting, the 10th Lord is aspecting this conjunction here. So now I'm going to be talking about Cancer. Cancer, you have Sun, the 2nd Lord, in the 1st house. In the 2nd house, you will have Mars and Venus. Mercury is also going to be the 1st house. So Mercury is the 12th Lord, the 3rd Lord in the 1st house. So certain, health disturbances also can be seen, because this is also the face area. So be very cautious about getting hurt somehow. Mars here in the 2nd house can show getting hurt, and also with the Sun coming here. So be very alert about where you put in your time and effort, because Mars is the 10th Lord, your Karam Sthan, Lord of the Karam Sthan. So where are you putting in your action? How quick are you? How impulsive are you? That may all impact you. But Venus also is the 11th Lord and the 4th Lord in the 2nd house. This can show accumulation of wealth, your bank balance going up a bit. Mars is the 10th Lord here, some position, status. This is good for finances. This is good for position, status. This is good for your work. Also, the 5th is 10th of itself. So depending on your chart, you have a dasha of Mars, a well-placed Mars. You could be getting a promotion. You could be doing well this month. So this is like great. But be careful about your speech, your communication, your food habits, getting hurt on the face. And Venus is then going to be in debility here. So Mercury, the 3rd Lord, and the 3rd house is going to be afflicted. So your communication, your efforts, your initiatives, your confidence level may be a little low till about the 20th, 22nd of this month. So continue doing whatever you're doing. Saturn is in the 7th house. This is Big Bali here, very strong. The Saturn is for you. So keep making your effort. You will get results, but for the first 20 odd days, you may be feeling a little, low in confidence. So once Mercury enters Virgo, Mercury comes out of this, Papkatri Yoga, you're going to feel much more stronger. Then Leo, in your Lagna, you're going to have Mars, Mercury, Venus. Venus is going to quickly move out to the next house. So Venus here, the 10th Lord in the Lagna, is very, very good, for your career. And then it moves into the 2nd house, which is also very good, but it will be in debility, which is not that good. So when Mercury enters the sign of Virgo by the end of this month, you could be getting some kind of a, status, position, some reward for your hard work. Mercury is also the 11th Lord in the 2nd house. So the 11th Lord in the 2nd house, great for finances. The 10th Lord in the 2nd house, great for position. And you also have the 9th Lord in the Lagna. So Mars here is also the 9th Lord. So this shows luck factor supporting you. The Lagna Lord also coming back. So good for career, good for finances, all that is looking good. Other than, when Mercury is hemmed between both the malefics, Mars and Sun, till about the 20th, you may feel more of expenditure. The Lagna Lord is also in the 12th house, so more of expenditure. But once Mercury moves into the second house becomes stronger, along with the 10th Lord, the 10th and the 9th, the 10th and the 11th Lord together here in the second house. So this is really great for finances. So the last part of the month is really good for you. Good month for career. What is not good this month is Mars and Sun conjunction is going to be in Lagna. Even though both are friends, this shows inflammations, fevers, heat increasing in the body, lots of aggression. Be careful. Don't be hasty. Don't do anything stupid basically this month. This can show a lot of rashness, having Mars Sun conjunction here, lots of rashness, doing something stupid, getting into trouble. But if you talk about your career, this is really looking good. Venus Mercury here, and then Venus Mercury here. Some expenditure initially with this being in Venus being in debility here for the first half of the month, but then it gets strength by the end of the month. So good month for you as well. So now I'm going to be talking about Virgo. Virgo, you have so this house, the 12th house is activated. So Venus quickly moves here in the Lagna, in fact, in the beginning of the month. And Mercury too will be moving towards the Lagna by the end of the month. After the 26th, Mercury enters the Lagna. So Venus will move here very quickly. This is the 9th Lord in the Lagna. So the 9th Lord in the 2nd Lord. So this can show expenditure on self, travel, or Rahu is here in the 9th house. This is the Maran Karak Sthan for Rahu. So Venus in debility in Lagna. So some advice, be very careful about the kind of advice you take this month. So some advice that you may be taking from somebody with Venus entering here in the Lagna that may prove to be more harmful than useful, because you have Rahu afflicting the 9th house in Maran Karak Sthan, the 9th Lord in Lagna in debility. Be very, very cautious. Connect with your father. The 9th Lord is also your father, and the 9th house has this Rahu. So be very careful. Take care of your father's health. Other than that, you have here Sun, the 12th Lord in the 12th house. Sun will be entering here on the 16th. Mars, the 8th Lord here, and the 3rd Lord here. So here Mars shows a Viprit Rajyog, the 3rd Lord and the 8th Lord, coming here in the 12th house. So after going through certain adverse conditions, circumstances, you may come out and do well. So Mercury, the Lagna Lord, is in the 12th house. Also, you too be careful about your health. Mercury is going to be afflicted, combust, and afflicted since it is going to be hemmed between Mars and Sun. Be careful. You too could be having trouble, especially with the coronavirus nowadays. After the 20th, things are definitely looking better once Mercury is out of this, the Papkatri Yoga. So Mercury passes Mars on the 20th. So that becomes a stronger Mercury, and it's going towards a sign of exaltation. So after the 20th, things definitely are looking better. Take care of your father's health. Take care of the kind of advice you're taking from anybody. You could have somebody giving you absolutely wrong advice. So these are things that you should consider, and you will come out of adverse circumstances. You will do well, Mars here. But some disturbance in your subconscious, in your dream, in your sleep pattern, you may feel you're getting more dreams and lots of aggressive dreams, with Mars and Sun being conjunct here. That can also happen for you. Then Libra. Libra, you have the Lagna Lord in the 12th house in debility, and you also have Sun here in the 10th house, which is good. This is a Digbali Sun. You also have Mercury here for the first part of the month, and then Mercury moves here, the 9th Lord and the 12th Lord in the 11th house. This is a good position here. But in your network circle, you could have an argument. You can be very argumentative. and but you could also gain from things related to mercury, marketing, sales, if you are into any kind of advertising, media, anything related to that could be very gainful for you, or anything related to Mars also can prove good for you, or if you have anything to do with computers and even software, that will also prove to be good for you. You have Venus here, the 8th lord in the 12th house, so this is a Vipreet Raj Yoga and Venus is in debility here. So again, coming out of certain circumstances, things may prove better for you by the end of the month, once Mercury comes here and gives Venus strength. So be careful, especially if you're traveling somewhere. Be very cautious with the Mars Sun conjunction coming together here, because Sun is also your Badkesh and Mars is your Markesh. So here both Mars is ruling the 2nd and the 7th house, and Sun is the Badkesh, and both these aggressive planets are coming here in the 11th house, and the Lagna Lord is in the 12th house in debility. So do be careful the first 20 days or so. For gains, it's looking good. For growth, gains, financially, it's all looking good. But for your health, be cautious. You may feel disturbed, you may feel low in energy. And also you have Rahu here in the 8th house. So the 8th house, you have Rahu and Venus, the 8th lord. So any hidden things, hidden fears, hidden enemies, that can be bothersome for you this month. But you still have Jupiter from a trine aspecting the Lagna, so the blessing of Jupiter is still there. Saturn is also benefic for your Lagna, is also aspecting the Lagna. So that is all good. Property related issues may be there for you. Mars is also now in the house of gains, so something related to property could also be looking up for you. Now I'm going to be talking about Scorpio. Scorpio, you have Sun, the 10th lord in the 9th house, and the 11th lord in the 10th house. So Mercury moves basically from the 9th, then the 10th, and then the 11th house. Lagna Lord Mars is in the 10th house, Digbali. So good position here. You're going to be putting in a lot of effort and energy in your work. Very competitive you're going to be feeling in your work. But then the Sun will also come here. So lots of heat here. Sun-Mars conjunction in the 10th house. Be careful of your relationship with your boss, especially authority figures and boss. You could have some kind of a fight and argument there. And Venus is your 7th lord in debility in your 11th house, the 7th and the 12th lord. Expenditure, travel, your ambition, some kind of an ambition that you have. You may be feeling that things are not working out for you because this planet is in debility here in the house of gains and ambitions, but Mercury is going to give it strength by the end of this month. So things do seem to be working out for you. Other than your relationship with authority figures, with bosses, that is the weak link for you this month. And the 10th lord is also in the 9th house. So certain responsibilities you will be fulfilling this month. And so this is generally a good month for you where career is concerned. Just certain indications where certain ambitions you may feel initially that they're not working out for you. But then this Venus gets strength by the end of this month with Mercury moving here, so should not be a big deal. So there is an exalted planet in your 11th house by the end of this month. So that's looking good. Jupiter here from the 4th house is aspecting you, the trine. It's a trine lord, blessing the Lagna lord. So this is great. So any kind of achievement you're moving towards, you have Jupiter's blessings from here. Then Sagittarius. Sagittarius, Lagna Lord in the 3rd house, Saturn in the 2nd house. And you have Venus here in the 10th house in debility, Sun in the 8th house. So Sun is the 9th Lord in the 8th house, the first 15 days, and then Sun moves to the 9th house. Mars will be in the 9th house, and there is going to be Sun and Mars in the 9th house. Lots of heat in the 9th house, lots of fire in the 9th house. and Mercury is going to move from the 8th to the 9th, and then by the end of the month Mercury will be in the 10th house, and you have 2 Rajas planets by the end of this month in the 10th house. This is a great position to have here. Venus and Mercury here by the end of this month. Things are really going to be good for you where your career is concerned. But in the 9th house you will have Sun and Mars, and Lagna Lord in the 3rd house. 3rd house Jupiter, and the 9th house, which is the natural house of Jupiter, will have Sun Mars. So 2 things I would say here for Sagittarius. One is your father. Be careful about his health. Sun Mars conjunction here shows lot of heat, lot of aggression. This is a lot of heat. Be careful about your father, his health, and also you have the significator of the 9th house here. And secondly, be careful about your relationship with your guru, your boss, your father. Be careful about your relationship. You could have heated argument with your father or a guru or a boss or a teacher, somebody who is like an advisor for you. You could have a heated argument and you may not heed to their advice. So I feel you need to heed to their advice. Keep your ears, eyes open, stay humble. Don't get hung up about your own ideas and philosophy and ideology. Somebody may be trying to give you good advice, and so be very, very cautious who you're taking advice from and who you are ignoring. Also, you have the 10th Lord here in the 9th house. So some kind of a responsibility you need to fulfill this month. And the Lord of the 5th in the 9th house. So this is again a good yoga for you. And the 11th Lord will be here transiting the 10th house with this Mercury. So career wise it's looking good. Financially also you have Saturn in its own house. It's this axis that is not looking good. You know, your guru, your teacher, your father, your relationship with them, you getting too hung up about your own ideas, your philosophy, your ideology. That is the disturbance that can be seen. Now Capricorn. Capricorn, Saturn, the Lagna Lord is in the ascendant. Sun, the 8th Lord, is in the 7th house. In the 8th house you have Mars and Mercury, and then Mercury will move into the 9th house. Venus is in debility in the 9th house. So the 9th house, there is a disturbance, debilitated Venus, and the 9th Lord Mercury is in the 8th house, hemmed between Mars and Sun till the 20th. So again, your father, your relationship with your father's health. These 2 things you got to be cautious about. And after the 20th, things are definitely looking better. Venus here is a trine lord, is the 5th lord debilitated here. So some kind of a disturbance, you not heeding to advice, Saturn being retrograde, going back to do something, not heeding to advice of some guru, some teacher. That kind of a situation can be, and debilitation of the 10th lord, So this shows some karam, some action, going back to do something against somebody's advice, that kind of a thing. So do connect with your father, do take advice from your father or your guru, whoever you go back to, your mentor. You also have the 11th Lord and the 4th Lord here in the 8th house, and you will have Sun also coming here to join. So the 8th house has the 4th Lord. So this can show, firstly, Jupiter is also aspecting. So some kind of, if you are at that stage where inheritances, those things are coming up, then, this is going to be very much activated. Or investments that you did in the past, some banking projects, fixed deposit coming through for you, or some other investments that coming through for you. So that seems to be working out for you right now. But this also shows there could be some disturbance related to your peace of mind, your home, your happiness, because this is the growth of your marriage, and also your subconscious, your hidden fears. So some disturbance can be seen with Mars Sun here together. So be very cautious about whatever is happening in your life. Some disturbance can be seen in your happiness. For the softer things, for the happiness factor, this Mars Sun conjunction here is not good. Too much aggression, too much heat, too much disturbance in your happiness. But for things like real estate, property, inheritances, investments, mutual funds, Previous investments now bringing you gains, that can be there for you. Also, because Mercury is going to move here, there's going to be niche bhang here of Venus. So Venus is also the trine lord, so that is looking good for you. So gains through the 8th house can be seen. Gains through investments, banking, real estate, inheritances, that kind of a thing. Those gains can be seen, but disturbance in your personal life also can be seen. Then I will talk about Aquarius. Aquarius, you have Jupiter, of course, in the Lagna. Venus is debilitated here. Mars is here. Sun will move from here to here, the 7th house and then the 8th house. Mercury is the 8th lord and the 5th lord. It's here. So Mercury is here, and so this shows arguments, basically heated arguments with your spouse, with business partners, aggressive marketing strategies, being very aggressive about expansion in business, and some disturbance. Again, the 4th lord is in debility, the 9th lord is in debility here. So take advice from your guru, your boss, whoever, your teacher, your mentor. Take advice from somebody. For career, the 10th lord is 10th of itself. Mars is also 3rd lord. Lots of effort can be seen where business, where career is concerned. And some creativity could also be used here. This could also mean some new relationship coming up with Jupiter's aspect also here. Some new relationship, some new friendship. Venus is also 4th from the 5th house. This is the happiness of relationships. In debility initially, but Mercury is going to give it strength. Sun is also going to enter here, the 7th house. So the house of business, business partnerships, relationships is lit up a bit too much. Lots of heat here. It's Sun-Mars conjunction here, lots of heat here, lots of disturbance here. So how you interact with other people, be very cautious. Ascendant Lord is also in the 12th house. Ascendant Lord is in the 12th house. 7th house has Mars Sun conjunction. Be very cautious about your health. It's one of the Kendra houses. And this area is your, reproductive part area. So problems related to that area and disturbance in your relationship with your spouse, with your business partner, with people in general, when you're driving on the road, that kind of a thing. And Saturn is here also, so if you're traveling somewhere, be very cautious. Don't drive too fast, don't be hasty, don't be aggressive. So, but first 15 days Sun here, this is a better position. So authority figures will favor you while Sun is here in the 6th house. And Mercury here does show aggression, but when Sun moves here, too much heat in the Kendra, too much impulsiveness. And then some gains from previous investments can also be seen. So by the end of the month, things will be looking good for you. Just be cautious about your relationship, how you interact with other people, how you socialize, being too aggressive in social gatherings. Then Pisces, ascendant lord is in the 12th house. 11th lord has the lord is posited in its own house. Venus in debility here. Sun coming from the 5th to the 6th house. Mercury coming from the 5th, then the 6th, and then the 7th house. The 7th house has a debilitated Venus. Venus is the 8th lord and the 3rd lord. New relationships, meeting somebody new. By the end of the month, definitely looking better with Mercury coming here, giving strength to Venus. Lots of aggression can be seen in your daily routine. Wanting to learn new skills, being very competitive, getting into a fight, getting into an argument, starting a exercise routine, maybe gymming or doing some yoga. Sun will also come here. So Sun Mars here, quickly jumping into conflict. But this is a Viprit Raj Yoga. Sun will be in its own zodiac sign. Nobody is going to be able to defeat you in competition. Sun Mars conjunction here, you're going to be very, very competitive, very, very aggressive, and somebody who cannot, accept losing. So for you, it's all about winning. And I suggest you take up some exercise, do some exercise, keep busy. This is also the digestive area of our body. So lots of heat here. acidity and such issues can be there. So stay hydrated, drink a lot of water, drink a lot of lassi, nimbu pani, lemonade. Don't get into a fight. Stay cool within your relationships. The 8th Lord is also going to be here. The 3rd Lord is going to be here. Rahu's in this house. New relationships can be seen with this combination. But definitely meeting new people. Mercury is also going to be moving here. Good for business, marketing, socializing, consulting kind of work. All that is looking good. Just the Mars-Sun conjunction here. Disturbance in being over-competitive. Jumping into a fight without thinking. Being too hasty. But you will have the energy of both these planets in beating your competition. So therein, you're looking good. So that is all for now for this video. I think I've covered all the zodiacs now. We'll now see you in the next video. Bye bye for now.